Hello, my name's Michael Conneely and welcome to part 1, the introduction to our April 2021 Starwheel Astrology and Healing newsletter. So, in this introduction, there's news from the beautiful west of Ireland on the major and very differing astrological energies of April 2021. They're very mixed. There's the violent residue of the Mars-Rahu conjunction, which is exact on March the 28th. And some of them will go on for a long, long time. But there's also really good vision and inspiration energies when we know where to look for them. In the tenseness and unrest of these times, they're rather tucked away, but they're there for you. Regarding the violent energy, it's important to note that indeed the astrology of now, as we'll be seeing from the different newsletter parts, very much creates the violent energy build-up that's occurring now, perhaps most forefront between Xi Jinping, the President of China, and Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, including a chilling nuclear threat from the UK Prime Minister of nuclear deterrent against China. Such a manifestation of the dangerous Mars-Rahu conjunction, which was exact the day before Boris Johnson made this chilling statement. But, as you'll be hearing from the parts of the newsletter, indeed the Mars-Rahu conjunction is part 1, there's also wonderful utilizations of the Mars-Rahu conjunction, which I'm going to describe as well. And so if I could just briefly summarise the major parts of the upcoming April newsletter, which will come out over a period of days. The different parts of the April newsletter have each a video and blog on, yes, part 1, the very different manifestations we can rise to with the angry Mars-Rahu conjunction now. Some healing and positive and constructive, others so very destructive and long-running. And secondly, I'm going to be talking about inspiration and vision breakthrough to look for now from the Neptune transit through Purvabhadra Nakshatra now, where Neptune transits into Pisces in April next year. This is such important stuff. Of course, it can be negative, but it also can be wonderfully illuminating and spiritually enhancing. There's also a section upcoming on a wonderful service which you can now buy from me, a reading on your personal love profile. And it's so important to understand what are our scripts for love. And accompanying the reading, you receive 2 truly healing vision audio journeys. The first is quite wonderful, a vision journey to find love. The second is a vision journey to identify and heal our blocks to love. And going on to the next upcoming item, there's a quite wonderful and empowering vision journey to use now. Yes, at the time of a Sun-Pluto aspect now, but also, very importantly, in this time of the rising Pluto return of the United States of America, an energy that affects the whole of humanity. And this is my deep, empowering vision journey linked with your Pluto astrology analysis, where we descend into the abyss to meet our shadow, to heal that in a wonderful process, and indeed to bring our hidden power into light, and then return from the abyss, lightened of our negative Pluto material, of wounds, regrets and secrets and shadows, lightened because of the journey just made and what happened when we got there, lightened so that when we return, we can feel so much more clearly the constantly offered energy from the divine coming in through our crown chakra and flooding our body, flooding our chakras. And that's quite a wonderful journey. There's a blog about the in-depth wisdom of the runes from Leah Clues in Florida. There's news about Claire Louise Nifton's wonderful Monday evening transcendence dance sessions worldwide. People from the US can easily, for example, also join in UK Ireland time. They're 7:15 every Monday. And Claire is an ancestral healer, but a wonderful dance therapist, and so in fact ensures there is a personal awareness at the start of the Dance for Every member, and a developed personal awareness of the progress one has made in the Transcendence Dance session. And this is quite a wonderful way to beat the lockdown confinement, the lockdown blues. There's a new online shop which has been set up by Tati, and there's going to be a separate video and blog part about that. And a very special piece of news, there'll also be a separate session about an upcoming offering. This is Tati's planned Enchanted Way tours, which will take you exploring in the beautiful northwest of Ireland sacred landscape around here, where you'll be introduced to the trees of the Ogham, where you'll be taught to identify the indigenous wild herbs and plants and learn about their medicinal and magical uses and properties. And as a postscript to that, I just can't wait until my own Sacred West of Ireland tours can reopen at the end of coronavirus lockdown, where I take you on day trips to the wonderful ancient monuments all round here, and indeed to W.B. Yeats' country. There's two wonderful videos and blogs from Elizabeth Hendricks in Portland, Oregon. The first is about her deep and powerful online psychic healing sessions, and there's a video and blog about that entitled How Did You Change in the Past Year? Self-examination and a psychic reading to point you towards the most direct route to your needed change. And there's a second video and blog from Elizabeth Hendricks all about her worldwide online Kabbalah course, which can help you with the process of change brought about during the COVID pandemic. Because as the Kabbalah can teach you, you can assess and balance all aspects of yourself. The more you get in touch with yourself, the more your life will blossom now. So, as a conclusion to this introduction video, part 1 of our April Starwheel Astrology and Healing newsletter, I'd like to make a brief personal note and refer to some helpful links, and then mention the major astrology sections that are upcoming in the follow-on different parts of the April newsletter. There'll be a video and blog for each upcoming over the few days ahead. So on the personal note, I'd like to share, some news about our coping with lockdown. In our family, in our little community here on this beautiful land next to the ocean. Well, we've completed the first of our 2 Airbnb extensions, and the second is on the way. Every Sunday and Monday we have a day off, and Maggie and I have always been going to one of the nearby beaches within the 5-kilometre travel rule, the beautiful Orish Head. And I feel so renewed to be walking by the ocean as a cliff-top walk and a long, long beach. The swell of the waves is so calming. It's wonderful watching the surfers and the kayakers. It's the land that time forgot, the hinterland of Orish Head Beach, just near here. A beautiful hidden landscape of little farms with the Ox Mountains behind. But only just across the bay you can see Ben Bulben Mountain, where W.B. Yeats wrote his poem The Hosting of the She. And you can see Knocknarea surmounted by its huge megalithic cairn. I can just tell you a typical Irish touch. We park in the car park of the Beach Bar pub, which is closed due to lockdown. And last week we were a bit disconcerted when the landlady's rescue animals got out of their field, and our car got surrounded by 3 donkeys, 2 goats, a pygmy goat, and 2 giant black and white pigs. The toilets at the back of the pub are still kept open for people using the beach, and I went to the toilet and I was somewhat disconcerted when a donkey pushed open the door to see if I was offering any food. So I think you'd agree that's a very Irish experience. So, before I just list the astrological parts of the April 2021 Starwheel Astrology and Healing newsletter, first of all say if you go to my Starwheel Astrology website and go to the buy page, you can book a healing with me. There's 3 different lengths of personal healings. There is a wonderful relationship astrology package reading, and there are a couple of vision readings, one about finding your love scripts and the other Pluto orientated, your journey to the abyss, based on the journeys of Persephone and the Sumerian goddess Ishtar or Inanna that come down to us from Greece and Babylon. So that's the Starwheel Astrology buy page. Now, there is a link for each of the videos and blogs that make up each part of the April newsletter on the 2021 April page in my Starwheel Astrology website. There's a page for each month of this year and also a page for the year itself. And so to find out what follow-up parts of our newsletter are coming your way, go to the video and blogs link list on the April 2021 page. And indeed, on the April 2021 page, there's also an ephemeris showing the planet positions through the month in both Vedic astrology and also Western astrology. And also see our special 2021 page, the page for the year 2021, which has wonderful pages accessed off from it, like how to interpret the effect on your life when a planet transits through a house in your Vedic birth chart. What are the meaning of planets in signs and planets in houses? Access to very good information on each of the magnificently declarative 27 sign lunar zodiac of Vedic astrology, the Nakshatras, and details on how to interpret retrogrades and eclipses. So you get to all those pages of information from the 2021 page on the Starwheel Astrology website. So just to close now, I'll read out the astrology video and blogs that are coming your way. So the first is about the extremely powerful Mars-Rahu conjunction in Taurus. There's a lot to know about that. Second, the visionary opportunity of Neptune and Pisces at this time, what to look for, what to maximize in your practice and your consciousness. Third, how is the epochal Saturn-Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn faring at this time? Fourth, very important section on Jupiter in Aquarius and what it subtly offers if we know it's there. Fifth, what could indeed be a supremely important section on Uranus transits Aries. What does that mean at the personal level? But also, and I have done a couple of newsletters months and months ago, the whole point is the malefic energy of Uranus transiting Vedic Aries is that it was the portion of time where Adolf Hitler consolidated his power and brought in the Second World War. That is an energy that is running now. We need to be aware of that and its details. The sixth section is about the Pluto return of the USA. Pluto in the heavens is moving inexorably to the position in the heavens that Pluto occupied at the moment the USA was born. And this means that the USA will have to face its darkness historically and currently. And many may embrace the darkness by unfortunate consciousness scripts, unfortunate behaviour scripts. But equally many will be pushed by this upcoming process. The first hit is a couple of years away, the first exact. And many will be pushed to embrace the light. There's a two-way process going on that we need to understand and notice how it's manifesting in our consciousness, in our speech, in our behaviour. And I'm also doing a section on the very important residue of the full moon of the 28th of March 2021, which very much fills the first half of March. And it's really good to know about the healing potential and energy of the full moon of the 28th of March. And as I indicated before, there are also a wonderful range of non-astrological sections as well. So it's been great to film part one. I'm now going, or rather the introduction, I'm now going on to film part one, which is the Mars-Rahu conjunction, a very major influence in our lives and our times. Thank you.